welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be doing a little story time / explanation. I don't really know, not that anybody asked for it, I'm just gonna give it. And if you saw by the title, this is going to be a story time about my experience rushing at the University of Minnesota Twin Cities and why I dropped rush. I want to start by making a disclaimer about Greek life in general and the University of Minnesota and everything. All of the houses, like sorority wise, are amazing. All of the girls I know that are in sororities are incredible people. I have absolutely nothing against Greek life or the University of Minnesota's Greek life or any sororities or anything like that. I don't know. I just want to make that clear. This is just my experience, and I'll get into why it wasn't for me. But let's get into it. So freshman year, we start off strong, okay? I ended up getting roommates that I hadn't picked in advance, if that makes sense. So I knew one girl and we had like decided to share a room, live together, apply for dorms together, whatever. And then we got our email and randomly these like two other girls were placed with us, and we were in an apartment building that was being used like as dorms while one of the like big dorms was under construction. So right off the bat, I was given 3 incredible girls to be friends with and talk to and do things with the first couple weeks of freshman year. And I was so lucky, and I still love those girls more than anything. I like looked down like I was lying, but I'm not lying, I promise. I literally love them. And so first like couple weeks are coming around, and one of my roommates was like, "Are you gonna rush?" And I was like, "No, you know, I'm super introverted and I just don't think that it's like the right fit for me." And she was like, "You're not introverted at all, actually. Like based on the 2 weeks that I've like gotten to know you, that you're the least like introverted person that I know." And I really did think at the time that I was introverted, and I don't know if you can tell from my videos, but I actually am very extroverted and like outgoing. I just also like to be alone sometimes. I don't know if you relate. Cool. Anyway, she was like, "I still think you would fit in Greek life. You should rush." And I was like, I never thought I would be like a sorority girl or like rush, but why not? And I somehow convinced myself to do it. So I literally registered like the day or two before it started, did all that, whatever. First day comes around. Now, I'm not going to be able to remember all of the details like super well because this was my freshman year. I'm a junior now. I know you're probably like, "Why are you telling us this story?" And I'm going to say, because I think it might be helpful to some people, and also I just never got around to telling it, so I figured why not, and I think it's kind of interesting. But anyway, so if I don't have like a ton of details, that's why. So the first day rolls around, you go to every house and you just have like a quick meeting, like with, you like meet a girl in every house or a couple girls or whatever, they switch off. If you've gone through rush, you get it. And I liked it a lot. I like to talk a lot. I guess that's where like the extroverted outgoing part of me comes out. So I didn't mind, especially getting to talk about myself. I love doing that. That's why I literally have a YouTube channel and all I do is talk about myself. Anyway, so I actually really enjoyed that day, but it was exhausting. It was like all day. And then I just remember having to pick my like top, I don't remember how many houses, but whatever. And we had to like go to the computer lab and like submit them, and the line was so long. Like I swear I was like 4 hours at the end of this long day just to get into the computer lab to like submit my top houses. And then the next day, I can't remember if it was, I think it was the very next day, it like rained. I got houses that I didn't think that I was gonna get, but I liked, and that was house tours. And at this point, one of the, like I went into this like completely blind. Like I knew nothing about any of the sororities at the U. The houses, you don't need a letter of rec. I don't even think people do letters of rec at University of Minnesota for certain sororities. I'm not a legacy. My parents went to a college that didn't have Greek life, so like I don't know. I didn't know anything about anything. So I just literally was just going based off of the houses that I liked. And the girls that I, you know, bonded with, whatever. And then it like rained and poured that day, and I was like so miserable, but it was still really fun. there was one house that I was like hoping to get like back, but I don't even remember if I put them, I don't know. I was kind of bummed that I didn't get that one, but people are always like, trust the process. So I was like, I'm trusting the process. And then the third day was like after school had started. It was like kind of well into like the first couple weeks of school, or the first week of school. And I got all dressed and I went and I picked up my card that has like the houses that you're going to that day. And it wasn't anything like about the houses that I got. I just like something in my head was like, for me personally, the cost, that was a big thing, was like the money aspect, because they are really expensive. Like that's something you have to consider, and definitely if it's something you want to do, you can make it work. It just wasn't something that I felt I could like put aside the money for. And I wasn't super into like the amount of commitment that was like required to be part of Greek life, and like having like, you know, meeting and all these like requirements and date parties and formals and things like that, and all the things that are really fun and people probably look at as like the best part of sororities. I wasn't like 100% like, this is like what I want to do, that's going to be so fun. And the like commitment thing, I did high school dance team and studio, and I've spent my entire life having something all the time, every day, like hours a day, whatever. And this was just something that I was like, if I don't do it, I'm gonna have a ton of free time. I already was meeting a bunch of people, and had already made like some like really good friends, people that I'm still friends with like right now. And I think that if I had joined a sorority, I would have spent more time there and probably made amazing friends too, but I wouldn't have like then been able to grow my relationships with the people that I had already started meeting. And overall, like, it wasn't me. Like, I'm not a sorority girl. And I feel like people like look at me and they're like, yeah, I can't picture you in a sorority. And I think that stands, like, that makes the reason that I the reason that I dropped Rush, make like even more sense. Like, can you imagine if I was in a sorority, people are like, well, I can't like even see you in a sorority. Like, I'd be like, okay, well I am, like, you know, whatever. So I guess my main reasons, just to summarize that, were that the commitment and the money for something that I wasn't like 100% into just didn't seem worth it or fair to like the other girls in a sorority or girls that wanted to get in. Like, if I had taken the spot of somebody that like really liked Greek life and really loved that house, that like doesn't seem fair to them either. And so I didn't complete the third day or any like bid day or anything like that. I just texted my row alpha, and I was like the person that was bringing my group around, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna not do this anymore. So that was my story on that. And I also want to say to anyone that's considering a sorority, I definitely recommend at least rushing a day, 2 days, 3 days, going, you know, like, the experience is something that I'm really glad that I did. I actually met a lot of people during Rush, just like in my groups and like waiting between houses. I met some amazing girls, and the experience is something that I think is really cool, and like there's not really anything else that's like that. So if you don't go through it in college, you're like probably never going to experience anything like that again. But just know that if you don't get into the sorority you want, or if you realize part of the way through that maybe sorority life, Greek life isn't for you, that is not the end of the world. You will find other friends. There's plenty of people that don't do Greek life that are in the same boat as you, and you will find them and you'll be great friends, and you can still be friends with people in sororities. They are some amazing people and some of the nicest girls I know, especially at the University of Minnesota. But yeah, that is my story and experience with Rush and dropping Rush and kind of like Greek life and sororities at the University of Minnesota. Hope this helped one person or you found it interesting or entertaining. Overall, if you want to rush, go for it. There is a sorority, you know, out there for you, I'm sure. If you don't want there to be one, there doesn't have to be. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching and sticking around till the end. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, because why not? Why wouldn't you? And I will see you in my next video. Bye!